Hi everyone, it's Leah of seejanedrill. Now Mari, she's a viewer and she wrote in that she has a crack in a living room wall and it's up to 1/16 of an inch in some areas and it runs from the ceiling to the floor. She says that the building superintendent told her that it's just a building settling. And she wants to know what she can do. Well, I'm going to tell you, Mari, how to fix that crack, but I got to tell you, your super is right. It's called a stress crack, and it comes from the building settling. Pointing to a stress crack on a ceiling, and what I'll tell you is they can be kind of challenging to fix because they have a tendency to come back again and again if they're not repaired the right way. And that's what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to show you how to repair a stress crack so that it never comes back again. I just got my cabinet sample doors from cabinets.com, and I gotta tell you, I wasn't certain about the color, so I requested 2 doors. Now the door on the right is espresso and the door on the left is smoky charcoal. I took advantage of their fully refundable sample door program and the returns are free. I ultimately decided against the smoky charcoal and went with the espresso because it best suited my vision for the kitchen. So what we have here is drywall, and this crack is a result of the tape failing because this section has shifted. There's a lot of stress on this joint, okay? If you have plaster, the way you go about it is just a little different, and that is you have to take a 5-in-1 tool like this. This is a painter's tool with a point on it. See that point there? And you take that point and you put it in the crack and you create what's called a V channel and you drag that tool along that crack and open it up. But that's only if you have plaster. So we're going to be using something called crack tape on that stress crack because that's what it is. But I got to tell you, this material is great for stress cracks. It's good on plaster, drywall, and for truss uplift. And if you've got truss uplift, you know what I'm talking about in terms of needing something that's really gonna hold. Now, the thing about this is, it's not like paper, and it isn't like mesh tape. This, you couldn't pull it apart if you tried. Now, what I like about the material, other than it's a composite material that's very durable and strong, I like the fact that it has these little holes. Those holes help lock the tape in to the plaster. Now when I apply this, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So we're using all-purpose joint compound. That's what this is. That's the consistency that you want. If it's too stiff, mix just a little water in it to get a consistency that looks like this. Now we're going to start off with our bedding coat here, and we're going to apply a generous amount of joint compound over the crack. And we want it thick enough so that we can really embed the tape into the joint compound. So we're going to take our crack tape and we're going to apply it to that crack. There we go. Well, the reason why I'm wearing gloves is because you got to really put your hand into it, all right? And if you notice, can you see? Remember I talked about how the holes lock in the joint compound or plaster. Okay, so now I'm going to just lay down that tape, okay? And what I will tell you is, it's going to take more than 1 coat. This is just the first coat. We're just laying that tape down and making certain that it's fully embedded in the bedding coat, and it is. But it's going to take a second and possibly a 3rd coat. Okay, so I've asked the camera person to come in very tight, very close, so you can see what's going on here. Now with this particular product, you embed your tape in the bedding coat and then you go over it right away with a very light coat. That's what we're going to do right now. Just a light coat. Now, I don't want you to worry if it's not a perfect job. That's not what we're looking for with this light coat, okay? We're going to let this set up, get hard, and once it's completely dry, we're going to put a finish coat on, and then we're going to sand it smooth. Now let's apply our finish coat. I got to tell you, the tape is pretty much hidden, but let's take out some of the imperfections here. Let's taper it out a little bit more so we really hide the fact that this has been taped. Lay that down a little bit better. There we go. Now I'm going to come back in the other direction. So this is our job, it's finished, and I want to tell you, with the right materials, you can take care of these stress cracks. This is Leah saying you can do this. See you next time.